Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news from Ahwatukee after a gun battle unfolds this morning near 48th Street in Elliott.
And tonight we've learned the whole thing started during a human smuggling investigation. A female suspect in a vehicle Homeland Security agents tried to pull over is dead, and 4 of those federal agents were rushed to the hospital. Team 12's Bianca Bona begins our live team coverage. Bianca?
Yeah, guys, developing situation out here. Much of 48th Street still blocked off, as you can see, as investigators try to piece together what happened. We know all of this started just before 10 o'clock this morning when federal agents tried to pull over a car and make an arrest connected to a human smuggling case. Now, video from Sky 12 showing one SUV riddled with bullets. Another looks to have plowed through a cement wall on 48th Street. Now, police say when federal agents tried to pull over a car, the suspect started firing, so they exchanged gunfire. We're told there were 5 people in the suspect vehicle. One of them was an adult woman, and she was killed. Police have not identified her as a suspect, but say she was in the suspect vehicle. Now, 4 others were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We also know 4 of the Homeland Security agents involved were also injured. They are expected to be okay. Now, initially, we were hearing that 2 of those agents were shot. We're now hearing that they were injured. And again, as this continues to develop, we'll bring you more information as we continue to get it. But again, a female has been killed here at the scene, but it's unclear her connection to the human smuggling case. We're live in Ahwatukee. Bianca Bono, 12 News.